Across the great plains, dense jungles and winding rivers of our planet, a constant drama unfolds, often hidden from our view. Beneath the golden grasses of the savanna, in the tangled shadows of the rainforest, and along the muddy banks of ancient rivers, a silent war rages on, a war that shapes the fate of every creature that calls these wild places home. This is the world of animal conflict, a realm where survival is the ultimate prize. Here every day is a test, and every encounter can mean the difference between life and death. It is a world not of mindless aggression, but of calculated decisions, ancient strategies, and profound instincts. In the hush before dawn, a leopard crouches in the undergrowth, muscles tensed, eyes fixed on a herd of impala grazing nearby. The impala, in turn, flick their ears and stamp their hooves, sensing danger in the stillness, each heartbeat a silent calculation of risk. Every creature, from the mightiest elephant to the smallest ant, is engaged in a daily struggle for existence. A single ant, carrying a crumb many times its weight, must dodge the jaws of a hungry lizard lurking beneath a leaf. A herd of elephants, moving in silent formation, shields its youngest from the threat of lurking predators, their trunks weaving a living barrier of protection. These battles are fought for the most fundamental reasons: for food that provides energy, for territory that offers safety, and for the right to pass on their genes to the next generation, ensuring their lineage continues in this vast competitive world. In the cool shade of a baobab tree, a mother warthog stands guard as her piglets root for food, her eyes scanning for the flicker of movement that signals danger. These epic showdowns are not simply chaotic brawls, they are intricate ballets of power and wit. Two rival gazelles circle each other, horns lowered, each feint and step a test of resolve and strength, the outcome determining who will lead the herd. Each animal brings a unique set of tools to the fight, honed by millions of years of evolution. The razor-sharp claws of a leopard, the crushing jaws of a crocodile, the spiraled horns of a kudu, all are weapons in this ongoing contest, each adapted to a specific role in the struggle for survival. A lion possesses stealth and teamwork, moving as a silent shadow through the grass, each member of the pride knowing their role in the hunt. The matriarch signals with a flick of her tail, and the pride fans out, encircling their quarry with practiced precision. A buffalo relies on brute strength and formidable horns, forming a living wall with its herd. When danger approaches, the adults close ranks, calves at the center, and the air vibrates with the thunder of hooves and the clash of horns. And a cheetah depends on its breathtaking speed, a blur of motion across the open plain, every muscle and sinew straining for the burst that will bring it within striking distance of its prey. Understanding these conflicts gives us a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the natural world. Each interaction, each standoff is a chapter in a story that has been unfolding for millennia. It reveals the incredible pressures that shape animal behavior and the extraordinary lengths to which they will go to protect themselves, their families, and their future. A meerkat sentinel stands tall, scanning the horizon for hawks, while below the rest of the clan forages in safety, trusting in the vigilance of their lookout. These are stories of courage, desperation, and the unyielding drive to live. A lone wildebeest, separated from its herd, faces down a pack of wild dogs, its eyes blazing with defiance, refusing to surrender without a fight. In this exploration, we will journey into the heart of these confrontations, venturing into the hidden corners of the wild, where the most dramatic battles are fought in silence and shadow. We will witness the raw power of a lion pride taking on the unyielding defense of a buffalo herd, the air thick with dust and tension as the two forces collide in a test of strength and strategy, and delve into the complex social dynamics that can lead a hyena clan to overthrow its own leader, alliances shifting in the blink of an eye, the balance of power forever in flux. We will see how a desperate chase for food can lead to an unexpected and terrifying encounter with a river's hidden predator. A gazelle, fleeing a cheetah, leaps into the water, only to find itself in the jaws of a waiting crocodile, the riverbank transformed into a deadly arena. Each story is a testament to the incredible resilience and adaptability of life on Earth, showcasing the fine line that separates triumph from tragedy in the untamed wilderness, where every moment counts. A pangolin curls into a ball as a hungry lion paws at its armored shell, the outcome uncertain until the very last moment. The reasons behind these battles are as diverse as the animals themselves. In the tangled roots of a mangrove, crabs duel for the best burrow, while in the open sky, eagles lock talons in a spiraling contest for territory. A mother's protective instinct is one of the most powerful forces in nature, driving her to face down predators many times her size to save her young. In the tall grass, a mother zebra positions herself between her foal and a stalking hyena, her body a living shield. The need to secure a meal can push a hunter to take immense risks, venturing into dangerous territory or tackling formidable prey. A lone leopard, hungry and desperate, stalks a porcupine, weighing the risk of injury against the promise of a meal. And the desire to establish dominance and secure a mate can ignite fierce rivalries between members of the same species. Two stags, antlers locked, push and strain in a contest that will decide who leads the herd and who must wander alone. These are not acts of cruelty. They are the essential, unfiltered expressions of life's most basic and powerful imperatives. In the unseen war of the wild, every creature is both warrior and survivor, and every day brings a new battle in the endless quest to endure. The African savanna stretches endlessly beneath a relentless sun, its golden grasses shimmering in the heat. In this vast, unforgiving landscape, every shadow and whisper of movement can mean the difference between life and death. Concealed by the swaying grass, a lone lioness moves with calculated precision. Her muscles ripple beneath her tawny coat as she stalks, every step measured, every breath controlled. Her amber eyes are locked on a single target, a young Cape buffalo calf, still unsteady on its legs, grazing beside its mother. The calf, only 3 months old, is a picture of innocence and vulnerability. It rarely strays more than a few feet from its mother, whose massive frame casts a protective shadow over her offspring. The mother buffalo, a seasoned guardian, stands alert, her ears flicking at every sound, her nostrils flaring as she samples the air for danger. Her horns, thick and curved like ancient scimitars, span nearly 20 inches from tip to tip. These formidable weapons have repelled countless threats, and her sheer size, nearly 1,000 pounds of muscle and determination, makes her a daunting adversary. For the lioness, the stakes could not be higher. Hunger gnaws at her belly, and the memory of failed hunts lingers in her mind. A successful kill would mean days of sustenance for her and her pride, but a single misstep could bring injury or even death beneath the crushing weight of a buffalo's charge. The air is thick with tension as predator and prey lock eyes. The lioness's tail flicks, betraying her anticipation. The buffalo mother lowers her head, ready to defend her calf with every ounce of her strength. The lioness begins her approach, melting into the grass, her body pressed low to the earth. She moves with the wind, careful not to betray her presence. Her strategy is one of patience and deception, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Using the tall, golden grass as her ally, she inches closer, her eyes never leaving the calf. She knows that provoking the mother is the key. If she can draw her away, the calf will be exposed. Suddenly, the mother buffalo senses the threat. With a bellow of warning, she charges, her hooves pounding the earth. The lioness springs aside with lightning reflexes, narrowly avoiding the deadly horns. The chase is on, a blur of speed and power, as the lioness lures the mother away from her calf. The two circle each other, predator and protector, locked in a dangerous dance. The lioness feints and dodges, testing the buffalo's resolve, searching for a weakness. The buffalo stands her ground, refusing to be drawn too far from her calf. Realizing the ruse, the mother buffalo wheels around and thunders back to her calf, arriving just in time to block the lioness's first attempt. She snorts and stamps, her body a living shield between the predator and her young. But the commotion has not gone unnoticed. 2 more lionesses, drawn by the promise of a meal, emerge from the grass. Their presence shifts the balance, and the mother buffalo now faces a coordinated threat. The lionesses communicate with subtle glances and body language, spreading out to encircle the buffalo. Their plan is clear: divide and conquer. One lioness boldly steps forward, drawing the mother's attention. She growls and swipes, taunting the buffalo, forcing her to focus on this new threat. The mother charges again, her loyalty unwavering, her courage undeniable. While the mother is distracted, the other 2 lionesses slip through the grass, closing in on the now exposed calf. Their movements are synchronized, a silent testament to their years of hunting together. The lioness's teamwork is flawless. One circles behind, cutting off any escape, while the other moves in from the side. The calf, sensing danger, bleats in fear, but its cries are lost in the chaos. The mother buffalo is torn, her instincts pulling her in two directions. She glances desperately between the lioness before her and the calf behind. Her heart pounds as she makes a split-second decision. She charges at the nearest lioness, but the predators are relentless. They dart in and out, biting and clawing, wearing her down with their relentless assault. In the confusion, the remaining lionesses seize their chance. They pounce on the calf, their claws sinking into its hide. The mother wheels around, bellowing in fury, but she is outnumbered and exhausted. The hunt ends in victory for the lionesses. They feed quickly, their hunger momentarily sated, while the mother buffalo stands nearby, her sides heaving, her eyes filled with sorrow and defiance. This encounter is a stark reminder of the savannah's harsh realities. Here, every day is a struggle and survival is never guaranteed. The buffalo's immense strength and fierce maternal instincts are pitted against the lioness's cunning and cooperation. Each side is shaped by generations of conflict, their strategies honed by countless battles. In this eternal contest, the stakes are nothing less than life and death. The drive to nourish and the instinct to protect offspring fuel every move, every decision, every heartbeat on the wild African plains. In the intricate social world of the spotted hyena, power is everything, every clan is a kingdom, and at its heart stands a queen, a dominant female whose authority is absolute, at least for a time. The queen is not just a figurehead, she's the largest, strongest, and most cunning member of the clan. Her presence commands respect, and her decisions shape the fate of every hyena under her rule. But power, when unchecked, can twist even the most capable leader. In one clan, the matriarch's reign grew harsh. She became a tyrant, ruling not with wisdom but with fear and brute force. She would swoop in at every kill, using her size to muscle aside her clan mates. The spoils of every hunt belonged to her, and the others, hungry and exhausted, could only watch as she devoured the best parts. Her aggression did not stop at the dinner table. She bullied other mothers, snapping and lunging at them, even when their cubs cowered nearby. The youngest and weakest were left exposed, their mothers powerless to protect them. Day by day, resentment simmered. The clan's unity began to fracture. Whispers of discontent passed through nervous glances and subtle gestures. The queen's tyranny was forging unlikely alliances among those she oppressed. Fear kept the clan in line, but fear is a fragile leash. The matriarch's every move was watched with anxious eyes, her subjects keeping their distance, waiting for a sign that her power was slipping. The breaking point came suddenly. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a heated argument over a fresh kill erupted into violence. The clan's frustration, bottled up for so long, exploded into open rebellion. The oppressed, mothers, young males, even older cubs, gathered together, their eyes meeting in silent agreement. Tonight they would act as one. With a sudden chilling chorus of whoops and growls, the clan launched a coordinated assault. The queen, caught off guard, found herself surrounded by snapping jaws and flashing teeth. A single hyena's bite is a force of nature. Over 1,000 pounds of pressure, enough to shatter the thickest bones. But now the queen faced not one, but many. The clan's collective strength was overwhelming. They lunged and snapped, working together with a precision born of desperation and shared suffering. This was no ordinary fight. It was not about food nor territory. It was a political coup, a desperate, calculated move to restore balance and justice to their fractured society. The clan did not seek her death. Their goal was clear: to dethrone her, to strip away the power she had abused for so long. They swarmed her, biting and tearing, but always holding back from the fatal blow. Their attack was measured, focused on inflicting injury, not ending her life. When the dust settled, the queen was left with a deep wound on her hind leg, a crippling injury that would never fully heal. This wound was more than just flesh and blood. It was a mark of her downfall, a symbol of her lost authority. Her days of running at the front, of leading the hunt and commanding obedience, were over. She was now slow, vulnerable, and unable to compete. The clan, once held in her iron grip, now ignored her. She was left behind, a shadow of her former self, as the group moved on without her. Alone and defeated, the former queen lay in the dust. Her reign ended not by a rival, but by the very clan she once ruled. Unable to keep up, unable to defend herself, she became an outcast. Her cries for help met with indifference. In the harsh African wilderness, weakness is unforgiving. The sun beat down, the nights grew cold, and every day was a struggle for survival. Now she was exposed to dangers she once faced with confidence. Lions, always on the lookout for the weak, began to circle, sensing her vulnerability. This dramatic rebellion is a testament to the hyenas' complex social intelligence. Their society is built on cooperation, but also on a deep sense of justice and balance. Even in the wild, leadership is not absolute. When a ruler becomes a tyrant, the collective can rise up, reclaiming power and restoring order, proving that in the world of hyenas, the clan always comes before the crown. The cheetah, a marvel of speed and grace, reigns supreme over the golden savanna. Its slender frame, built for velocity, glides effortlessly across the open plains, every muscle honed for the chase. When the hunt begins, the cheetah explodes into motion, its body a blur as it closes the distance to its quarry. Each stride is a testament to its agility, its claws gripping the earth, tail streaming behind for balance. But on this day, the pursuit takes a dangerous turn. The gazelle, desperate to escape, veers toward the river, a boundary between two worlds. The cheetah, driven by hunger and instinct, follows, unaware of the peril that lies ahead. The gazelle leaps into the shallows, hooves splashing, and the cheetah, so close to victory, plunges in after it. The cool water shocks its system, slowing its momentum, but the promise of a meal is too strong to ignore. Beneath the surface, ancient eyes watch. The Nile crocodile, a silent sentinel, senses the vibrations of the chase. Its massive body, armored and patient, lies in wait, perfectly camouflaged in the murky water. The cheetah, now chest-deep, feels the drag of the current. Its legs, so powerful on land, flail awkwardly in the water. Panic flickers in its eyes as it realizes the river is not its domain. Each stroke is a struggle. The cheetah's muscles, built for sprinting, tire quickly as it tries to keep its head above water. The river, once a mere obstacle, now threatens to become a grave. Its paws, so sure on the savanna, slip and churn in the muddy current. The cheetah's breath comes in ragged gasps, its focus shifting from the fleeing gazelle to its own survival. From the depths the crocodile glides closer, its eyes just above the surface. It is a master of patience, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The crocodile's world is one of stillness and sudden violence. It can remain motionless for hours, conserving energy until opportunity presents itself. In a flash, the crocodile surges forward, jaws agape. The cheetah, exhausted and distracted, barely registers the movement before the reptile's teeth clamp down on its tail. The water erupts in a violent struggle. The crocodile's grip is unyielding, its jaws a vice of bone-crushing power. The cheetah thrashes, claws raking the water, desperate to break free. The cheetah's world narrows to a single primal goal: escape. It twists and turns, muscles straining as the crocodile tries to drag it deeper, away from the safety of the shore. The crocodile's immense strength begins to tell. With a powerful sweep of its tail, it pulls the cheetah beneath the surface, water closing over the cat's head. Bubbles rise as the cheetah fights for air. But the cheetah's spirit is not yet broken. With a surge of adrenaline, it claws at the muddy bank, hind legs kicking, every instinct screaming for survival. Its energy is nearly spent. The cheetah's breaths are shallow, its movements sluggish. The weight of the crocodile threatens to pull it under for good. Then fate intervenes. The crocodile, seeking a better hold, shifts its grip. For a heartbeat, its jaws loosen. The cheetah seizes the moment. With a final desperate twist, it wrenches its tail free and lunges toward the bank. Mud flies as the cheetah hauls itself up the steep slope, muscles burning, heart pounding. The crocodile snaps at empty air, thwarted by the cat's sudden burst of strength. At last the cheetah collapses on solid ground, sides heaving, body trembling with exhaustion. The river and its deadly guardian are behind it. The gazelle, long vanished into the distance, is a memory. The hunt has ended not in triumph, but in a narrow escape from death. This encounter is a stark reminder. Every environment has its own ruler. On the plains, the cheetah is unmatched. In the river, the crocodile is king. The risks taken for survival are immense. In the wild, every meal is a gamble, and even the swiftest, most specialized hunters can find themselves at the mercy of another's domain. The will to survive, however, can turn the tide even in the most desperate of moments. In the sun-scorched, unforgiving landscapes of Namibia, where the earth cracks beneath the relentless heat and only the toughest creatures survive, a solitary figure moves with purpose. The honey badger, cloaked in a coat of coarse black and white fur, scours the arid terrain, its nose twitching as it searches for the faintest scent of food. Every step is deliberate, every movement a testament to its resilience in a world where danger lurks behind every rock and bush. The honey badger is a legend among animals, its reputation for fearlessness echoing across the savannah. With small, piercing eyes and a gaze that never wavers, it surveys its surroundings, always alert, always ready for whatever challenge the wild may throw its way. Its diet is as varied as the landscape itself. The honey badger is an opportunist, feasting on everything from roots and berries to scorpions and venomous snakes. But today its sharp claws tear into the earth, unearthing a hidden nest. The promise of eggs and grubs draws it deeper, its powerful forelimbs working tirelessly as it raids the underground larder, savouring each hard-won morsel. Suddenly the ground trembles with the approach of another formidable creature. Emerging from the shadows, a 6-foot-long monitor lizard slithers into view, its forked tongue flicking as it sizes up the intruder. Both animals lock eyes, each recognizing a rival in the quest for survival. The monitor lizard is a living relic of ancient times, its body armored with tough scales, its tail a muscular whip and its claws sharp as daggers. It too is drawn by the scent of food, and neither it nor the honey badger is willing to back down. The air crackles with tension as two of nature's most relentless survivors prepare for a showdown. The monitor lizard, weighing in at nearly 25 pounds, moves with a slow, deliberate confidence. Its powerful limbs propel it forward, and its keen senses are tuned to every movement in the dust. It is a predator in its own right, capable of fending off even larger threats with a combination of brute strength and cunning. But the honey badger is undaunted. It lowers its body, bristling with defiance, and bares its teeth in a silent snarl. Every muscle tenses, ready to spring into action at the slightest provocation. This is an animal built for battle, forged by countless encounters with danger. Despite its modest size, the honey badger is a marvel of natural engineering. Its skull is thick and robust, housing jaw muscles that can crush bone and shell alike. When it opens its mouth, the power within is unmistakable, a warning to any who might challenge it. Its skin, loose and tough, is a shield against teeth and claws. Even when seized by a predator, the honey badger can twist and contort, slipping free from the tightest grip. This unique adaptation makes it nearly impossible to pin down, turning the tables on would-be attackers. Its canines are thick and razor-sharp, designed not just for tearing flesh, but for delivering crushing bites. With a single snap, it can inflict wounds that few animals can withstand, making its jaws one of the most formidable weapons in the wild. The two adversaries circle each other, eyes locked in a silent battle of wills. The tension is palpable, each waiting for the other to make the first move. In this moment, the outcome hangs in the balance, determined by instinct and raw determination. The monitor lizard, half hidden in the mouth of a burrow, hisses and flares its body, making itself appear larger and more menacing. Its tail lashes the ground, sending up clouds of dust as it tries to intimidate the badger, warning it to stay away. But the honey badger is the embodiment of fearlessness. It stands its ground, eyes blazing with determination, refusing to yield even an inch. In the wild, hesitation can mean death, and the badger knows only one way, forward. With a sudden, explosive burst of energy, the honey badger lunges. Its attack is swift and relentless, a blur of fur and fury as it charges the much larger lizard. Clamping its jaws onto the lizard's tail, the badger digs in its claws and heaves with all its might. Inch by inch it drags the powerful reptile from the safety of the burrow and into the open, refusing to let go despite the lizard's desperate thrashing. The battle erupts in a whirlwind of claws, teeth and raw power. Dust swirls as the two animals grapple, each unleashing every weapon in their arsenal. The honey badger's jaws snap and tear while the lizard lashes out with claws and tail, both determined to claim victory and the prize hidden below. But the honey badger's tenacity is unmatched. With unyielding resolve, it presses the attack, using its superior weaponry and indomitable spirit to overpower the lizard. The monitor's strength begins to wane, its resistance faltering under the relentless assault. In a final decisive move, The honey badger locks its jaws onto the lizard's face, delivering a fatal bite. The struggle ceases and the dust settles. The honey badger stands victorious, its body heaving with exertion, but its spirit unbroken. As the sun beats down on the battlefield, the honey badger stands tall, its fierce expression a testament to its unyielding nature. Once again it has proven itself as one of the wild's most formidable fighters, earning its place among the legends of the animal kingdom. This epic showdown is a vivid reminder of the power of specialized adaptations. The honey badger's powerful jaws, thick skin, and fearless heart give it an edge that defies the odds, showing that in the wild it is not always the biggest, but often the boldest who prevails. Section 6. A Battle for Legacy, the Fox Family's Defense. In the dappled light of the quiet woodlands, a red fox family savors a rare moment of peace. The den, nestled beneath the roots of an ancient tree, is alive with the playful yips and tumbles of young pups. Their soft, downy fur glows in the morning sun as they chase each other, tumbling over moss and leaves, while their parents keep a watchful eye. The father, known as the dog fox, stands sentinel at the den's entrance, his ears pricked and nose twitching, alert to every sound and scent that drifts through the undergrowth. Below, the vixen gently grooms and nurses her pups, her body curled protectively around them in the cool, earthy darkness. Suddenly, the tranquil air is pierced by the snap of a twig. At the edge of the clearing, a shadow emerges, a second adult male fox, his coat bristling, eyes fixed on the den. The family freezes, the pups instinctively retreating into the safety of the burrow. This is no casual encounter. The intruder's posture is tense, his movements deliberate as he edges closer, his gaze locked with the dog fox in a silent challenge. The rival's intentions are unmistakable. His body language radiates aggression, his tail held high and fur fluffed to exaggerate his size. He is here to claim the territory, and with it the right to mate and erase the bloodline of his competitor. He circles the den, sniffing the earth, his nose catching the scent of the pups below. The threat is grave. If he succeeds, the pups' lives are at risk, and the vixen could be forced to accept him as her new mate. The dog fox's muscles tense, his body rising to its full height. He plants himself firmly between the intruder and his family, every sense sharpened by the primal urge to defend. With a sudden burst of energy, the father lunges forward, his teeth bared in a snarl. The air crackles with tension as he makes it clear he will not surrender his home or his family. The two males begin a ritual of dominance, circling each other with stiff-legged steps, tails arched and fur standing on end. Each tries to out-intimidate the other, their bodies broadcasting strength and resolve. They arch their backs, tails fluffed to double their apparent size, eyes locked in a battle of wills. The standoff is a test, one that could end with a retreat or escalate into violence. The clearing echoes with sharp barks and guttural growls, each sound a warning, a challenge, a plea for the other to back down. The pups huddle deeper underground, the vixen's heart pounding as she listens to the escalating confrontation above. Neither fox yields. The stakes are too high. This is a battle for survival, for legacy, for the right to shape the next generation. Determination burns in both their eyes. The father's resolve is fueled by the lives hidden behind him, while the intruder is driven by the promise of territory and future offspring. Suddenly, the tension snaps. With a flurry of movement, the two foxes leap at each other, jaws wide, teeth flashing in the filtered sunlight. They collide in a whirlwind of red fur and snapping jaws rolling across the forest floor. Each bite and swipe is delivered with desperate force, the fight a blur of motion and sound. The combat is brutal. They bite and shake, jaws clamped on fur, each trying to overpower the other, to drive the rival away for good. The vixen watches from the den entrance, her eyes wide with fear and hope. Every movement of the fight is reflected in her tense posture, her body ready to defend her pups if the worst should happen. The father fights with a ferocity born of love and duty. He's not just defending himself, he is the shield for his vulnerable pups and devoted mate, the guardian of his family's future. Exhaustion threatens to slow him, but adrenaline and instinct keep him moving. Every muscle strains, every sense is focused on the battle, the world narrowed to the struggle for his family's survival. At last, the father gains the upper hand. With a powerful surge, he pins the rival to the ground, his dominance clear. He delivers a series of punishing bites to the intruder's hindquarters, crippling his ability to fight back. The rival yelps in pain, his strength ebbing away. Defeated and wounded, the rival fox has no choice but to retreat. He limps away into the shadows of the forest, leaving the territory and the family intact. The father fox, battered and bloodied, stands tall at the den's entrance. His fur is ruffled, his body aching, but his spirit is unbroken. The family emerges, gathering around their protector. The pups nuzzle his legs, the vixen brushes against his side, and for a moment the woodland is filled with the quiet joy of survival. This epic struggle is a testament to the raw, unyielding instinct that drives animals to defend their kin. In the heart of the wild, courage and determination are the shields that protect the next generation, ensuring that the legacy of the fox family endures. Section 7. The Tyrant's Full Baboon Troop Power Struggles. In the rugged and unforgiving highlands of southern Ethiopia, the Hamadryas baboon thrives in a society defined by strict hierarchies and intense social dynamics. At the heart of this society is the harem, a fundamental social unit where one dominant male presides over several females and their offspring. The dominant male, often referred to as the alpha, rules his harem with an iron fist, displaying fierce protectiveness over his females and showing zero tolerance for any challenges to his authority. This social order is under constant threat as rival males and neighboring troops are perpetually on the lookout for opportunities to expand their influence and claim new territories. One fateful day, the leader of a large harem found himself face to face with a rival troop, and the tension in the air was palpable, signalling an inevitable and violent clash. The conflict erupted when the rival leader made a bold move, attempting to steal one of the females from the established harem, a common tactic among ambitious males seeking to build their own family units. The rival male, driven by instinct and ambition, sought to isolate the female, hoping to force her to join his own harem and thereby increase his status and reproductive success. In a brutal display of power, the challenger rushed in, biting the female with his formidable 1.5-inch canine teeth, attempting to force her submission through sheer force. These canines, sharp and dagger-like, are capable of inflicting serious wounds, serving as both weapons and tools of intimidation in the baboon's arsenal. The female, caught in the middle of this intense power struggle, managed to escape the rival's grasp, retreating to the relative safety of her original harem. But her ordeal was far from over, as the social dynamics within her own group were about to take a dramatic turn. The fight for dominance had only just begun, with tensions running high and every member of the troop on edge. In a shocking and unexpected turn of events, the alpha male, the very leader who was supposed to protect her, turned on the female, attacking her with a punishing bite. This attack was not born of malice but of strategy, a stark warning to her, and a demonstration of his unyielding control over the harem. The alpha's seemingly cruel act was a calculated move, reinforcing his dominance and sending a clear message to every other female in the group. It was a brutal display of control, a reminder that loyalty was paramount and any perceived disloyalty would be met with swift and severe consequences. The alpha's rule depended on absolute control, and he would use violence to maintain it, even against his own harem members. His aggressive tactics served a dual purpose: to fend off external rivals and to enforce internal discipline, ensuring the stability and cohesion of his harem. This complex and brutal interaction highlights the intense pressures of baboon society, where power struggles are a constant and survival depends on strength and strategy. The alpha's aggression is a necessary tool, used to fend off external threats and to maintain order within the group, ensuring his lineage continues. The survival and continuation of his lineage depend on his ability to keep his harem intact and under control, a task that requires constant vigilance and strength. While his methods may seem harsh, they are a product of an environment where competition is relentless and a moment of weakness can lead to the loss of everything. The fight for dominance is a raw display of power politics in the animal kingdom, where loyalty is enforced and dominance is maintained through fear and force, ensuring the survival of the fittest. Section 8. An Empire of Ants. A microscopic war. Deep within the labyrinthine tunnels of the earth, a hidden world pulses with life and conflict. Here, empires are built not of stone, but of living bodies. Millions of tiny warriors, architects and rulers, all bound together by instinct and purpose. Carpenter ant colonies sprawl like bustling cities, each chamber and tunnel meticulously crafted. The queen, immense and regal, is surrounded by her loyal retinue of workers and soldiers, each with a role in the colony's survival. In this subterranean realm, communication is silent but powerful. Antennae brush together, exchanging a language of pheromones, chemical signals that carry messages of alarm, hunger, and kinship. Each colony is marked by its own unique scent, an invisible badge that unites its members and warns outsiders to keep away. When scouts from a rival colony cross into forbidden territory, their foreign scent betrays them instantly. The alarm is raised, and the defenders surge forth. The defending soldiers, bred for battle, respond with ruthless efficiency. Their bodies are armored, their jaws sharpened for war. The clash is sudden and violent, a miniature battlefield erupting in chaos. These guardians are ever vigilant, genetically honed for the singular purpose of protecting their home. Soldier ants tower over their worker kin, their massive pincers gleaming in the dim light of the tunnels, ready to seize and crush any intruder. The defenders swarm the invaders, overwhelming them with sheer numbers and coordinated aggression. Antennae flicker, reading the enemy's every move. These antennae are marvels of evolution, packed with odor receptors that can detect the faintest trace of a rival's scent, up to 5 times more sensitive than those of many other insects. With a single touch, the defenders know friend from foe. There is no hesitation, no confusion, only the certainty of battle. The invaders are quickly encircled, their escape routes cut off. The defending army closes in, relentless and unyielding. The battle is swift and merciless. Ants attack in coordinated waves, each soldier knowing its place in the deadly dance. Powerful pincers clamp down, crushing exoskeletons and tearing apart the invaders. The ground is littered with the fallen. For the outnumbered scouts, there is no hope of retreat. They are obliterated, their mission ended before it could begin. This organized violence is not cruelty but necessity. The survival of the colony depends on absolute defense. Every rival colony is a threat to precious resources, to the safety of the queen, and to the next generation waiting in the brood chambers. Destroying enemy scouts is a preemptive strike, a way to prevent a full-scale invasion and protect the future of the colony. This is not the only war waged on a microscopic scale. In the shadows of the soil, other creatures, termites, mites, and predatory beetles, fight their own battles for territory and survival. Some ants unleash chemical weapons, spraying formic acid to burn and blind their enemies. Others rely on thick, armored exoskeletons to withstand attack. The defenders form living barricades, sacrificing themselves to block tunnels and protect the queen. Their loyalty is absolute, their courage instinctive. Each soldier is a single cell in a greater organism, acting in perfect unison with its kin, ready to give its life for the colony's survival. From the tangled roots below to the open plains above, the laws of conflict are the same. Defend your home, eliminate the threat. In the microscopic world, as in all of nature, the struggle for survival is unending, and the victors shape the fate of their hidden empires. Section 9. Nature's Eternal Balance. Across the vast plains of Africa and the shadowed forests of Europe, every animal encounter is a thread in the grand tapestry of life. These epic showdowns are not random acts of violence, but the very rhythm of the wild, a pulse that echoes through every living creature. The gaze of a predator, the wary glance of prey, these moments are charged with ancient tension. Each interaction is a test, a challenge that has shaped the evolution of both hunter and hunted for countless generations. When a lioness stalks a buffalo, she moves with silent precision, every muscle honed by the lessons of her ancestors. The buffalo, sensing danger, gathers with its herd, relying on unity and vigilance to survive. In the shadows, a hyena clan tests the strength of its leader. The struggle is fierce, but it is not chaos. It is the forging of order, the selection of the strongest to guide the group through hardship and hunger. Near a quiet den, a father fox stands guard, his senses sharp. He faces down intruders, defending his vulnerable young with unwavering courage, ensuring the next generation has a chance to thrive. Every confrontation, whether a clash of horns, a flurry of claws, or a silent standoff, tests the limits of strength, skill, and strategy. These are the crucibles in which the future of each species is forged. The outcome of each battle ripples outward, shaping the fate of individuals, families, and entire populations. The young watch and learn, their play mimicking the hunts and escapes they will one day face. Only the most adaptable, the quickest to learn and the strongest to endure will survive to pass on their legacy. These struggles for survival, for territory, and for family are the threads that weave the intricate fabric of the wild. Each chase, each narrow escape is a lesson written into the memory of the land. When a predator succeeds, it is not just a victory for itself, but for its kin. The pride gathers, sharing the spoils, their survival secured for another day. Yet this success also keeps the balance. Prey populations are kept in check, preventing them from overwhelming the land and exhausting the resources they depend on. Without this balance, grasslands would be stripped bare, forests would wither, and the cycle of life would falter. The land itself breathes easier when harmony is maintained. A mother's fierce defense of her young is a testament to the power of instinct. She stands between danger and her offspring, her courage echoing through generations. Through nurturing and protection, resilience and wisdom are woven deeper into the lineage, strengthening the species with every new birth. Even within a single species, conflict is a force of balance. Baboons battle for dominance, hyenas challenge their leaders. These struggles are not senseless, they are the means by which order is established and maintained. The strongest, most capable rise to lead, guiding their groups through the perils of the wild. To our eyes, these confrontations may seem harsh, even brutal. But in the wild there is no malice, no cruelty, only the honest struggle for survival. Each battle is a pure expression of the will to live, a testament to the ancient instincts that guide every creature. The honey badger's relentless courage, the cheetah's explosive speed, the ant's unwavering unity, each is a masterpiece of adaptation sculpted by the relentless demands of their world. These traits are tested in the crucible of conflict, refined and perfected with every generation. The wild is a proving ground where only the most resilient, the most ingenious endure. Here, every adaptation is put to the test, every weakness exposed, every strength rewarded. The process is never-ending. With each season, each challenge, life grows stronger, smarter, more attuned to the ever-shifting world. The wild is a place of astonishing complexity, where every creature, every action is part of a greater whole. Herds move in harmony across the land, migrations follow ancient paths, and the balance is maintained through countless interactions. Predators and prey coexist, their destinies intertwined. The land recovers, life renews, and the cycle continues. These conflicts, these moments of tension and release are the heartbeat of the wild, the force that keeps the circle of life unbroken. From the dense rainforest to the vibrant coral reefs, the same balance holds. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest beast, plays a role in the grand design. Each charge, each desperate escape, is a story of survival written into the earth itself. The buffalo's thunderous charge, the gazelle's nimble leap, each is a testament to the will to endure. After the storm of conflict, there is calm. Animals rest, recover, and life continues, stronger and wiser for the trials faced. This is nature's eternal balance, a world of breathtaking beauty and relentless struggle, where every life is both fragile and fierce, and every moment is part of a story that never ends. Beneath the rolling waves of the open ocean, a silent war unfolds. A clash between two of the sea's most formidable predators, the orca and the great white shark. This is not a battle of brute force alone, but a contest of wits, tactics, and ancient instincts honed by countless generations. In the shadowy blue, the great white glides with lethal grace. Its senses are razor-sharp. It can detect the faintest flicker of movement, the subtlest ripple in the current. Its jaws, armed with rows of serrated teeth, are capable of crushing bone and tearing through flesh in a single, decisive strike. The shark's strategy is simple. Ambush. It relies on stealth, patience, and explosive speed, launching itself from below in a surprise attack that leaves prey little chance to react. But the orca, the mighty killer whale, is a master of the hunt. Moving in coordinated pods, orcas communicate with a series of clicks and whistles, their intelligence unmatched in the marine world. They strategize, adapting their approach to the challenge at hand. Against a great white, the orca's tactics are precise and ruthless. The pod circles, driving the shark towards the surface. One orca feints, drawing the shark's attention. Another approaches from behind, targeting the vulnerable underbelly. The orcas know the shark's greatest weakness, its need to keep moving to breathe, and the delicate organs that lie just beneath its tough exterior. Working together, the orcas flip the shark onto its back, a maneuver that induces tonic immobility, a trance-like state that leaves the shark helpless. In this moment of vulnerability, the orcas strike with surgical precision, targeting the shark's liver, a rich source of nutrients. The great white apex predator of the seas is outmatched by the orca's intelligence and teamwork. The ocean is silent but for the rush of water and the distant calls of the victorious pod. Yet this confrontation is not wanton destruction. It is the relentless logic of nature, the ancient push and pull between predator and prey. Each side adapts, learns, and evolves. Great whites avoid waters known to be orca hunting grounds, their migratory patterns shifting in response to these deadly encounters. Orcas refine their strategies, passing knowledge down through generations, ensuring the survival of their pod. In the deep, the balance is always shifting. No victory is permanent, no defeat absolute. The orca and the great white are both shaped by their rivalry, their fates entwined in the endless dance of survival. Here, in the vast and mysterious ocean, the struggle for dominance is written in the currents, a testament to the power and intelligence of the wild's true titans. Beneath the forest floor, another war is brewing, one hidden from human eyes, yet no less fierce than any battle between the giants of the wild. Here the warriors are tiny, but their numbers are immense. It is a territorial clash between red ants and black ants, each colony vying for dominance over the same patch of earth. The morning begins quietly, with foragers from both colonies scouring the ground for food. But as the red ant scouts cross an invisible boundary, the alarm is raised. Chemical signals, pheromones, are released, summoning reinforcements from deep within the nest. The black ants respond in kind, their own scouts racing back to alert the colony. Soon the ground is alive with movement as hundreds, then thousands of ants converge at the contested border. The tactics are as complex as any seen in larger creatures. Red ants form tight, organized lines, their mandibles snapping in anticipation. They rely on sheer aggression and numbers, surging forward in wave after wave, attempting to overwhelm their rivals through brute force. The black ants, slightly larger and more heavily armored, deploy a different strategy. They form defensive phalanxes at key choke points, narrow trails between roots and stones, forcing the red ants to attack head-on, where the black ants' strength gives them the advantage. The battle rages for hours. Red ants attempt flanking maneuvers, sending small detachments around the edges to attack from behind. Black ants counter with hit-and-run tactics, darting in to snatch away isolated enemies before retreating to the safety of their lines. The air is thick with the scent of alarm pheromones, guiding each ant's actions with chemical precision. Victory does not come easily. The ground is littered with fallen warriors from both sides, but neither colony relents. At last, the red ants exploit a momentary gap in the black ants' defenses, pouring through and targeting the enemy's supply line, a trail of food leading back to the black nest. The black ants rally, launching a desperate counterattack, but the breach has been made. The red ants seize the spoils, dragging precious food and even black ant larvae back to their own colony. As dusk falls, the survivors retreat, tending to their wounded and regrouping for the next encounter. The border has shifted, but the war is far from over. In this microscopic world, every inch of territory is hard won, every victory temporary. Yet through tactics, cooperation, and unwavering determination, both red and black ants ensure the survival of their colonies, their battles echoing the greater struggles of the wild. In the end, the forest floor returns to silence, the scars of battle hidden beneath the leaves, a reminder that even the smallest creatures can wage wars of epic scale. As darkness descends upon the forest, a new chapter of the unseen war begins. The moonlight filters through the tangled canopy, casting shifting shadows on the forest floor. Here, in the inky blackness, two silent hunters prepare for a nocturnal confrontation, each armed with unique skills honed by evolution's relentless hand. On a sturdy branch high above, a barn owl perches motionless, her heart-shaped face swiveling with uncanny precision. She is the embodiment of patience. her large eyes tuned to absorb every glimmer of starlight. Below, a slender rat snake glides effortlessly through the undergrowth, its scales catching the faintest hint of moonbeam. The snake's tongue flicks in and out, reading invisible chemical trails on the cool night air. The owl's world is one of sound. Even as the forest seems silent, she interprets every rustle, every whisper of movement. Her ears, asymmetrically placed, allow her to triangulate the faintest shiver of a mouse, the scuttle of a beetle, or the serpentine slide of a snake. Tonight, however, her attention is focused solely on the snake weaving through the brush, seeking its own prey. With a sudden, barely perceptible movement, the owl launches into the air. Her wings are feathered with the finest of fringes, rendering her flight utterly silent. She glides above the snake, her shadow passing unnoticed as she calculates her moment to strike. But the snake is not defenseless. Its senses are sharp, its muscles coiled and ready. It pauses, tongue flicking, detecting the faintest vibration above. In a flash, it coils tighter, preparing for a strike of its own. The owl hovers, talons extended, and drops with lightning speed. The snake lashes out, jaws agape, aiming for the soft feathers of her underbelly. For a split second, predator and prey are locked in a deadly dance. Talons meet scales, fangs snap at feathers. The outcome hinges on precision. The owl's grip is vice-like, her talons finding purchase just behind the snake's head, neutralizing its deadly bite. With a powerful beat of her wings, she lifts her prize from the ground, the snake writhing in silent protest. High in the safety of the trees, the owl secures her catch, her keen senses ever alert for other dangers. Tonight, the snake's hunt has ended in defeat, a stark reminder of the fragile balance between predator and prey. Yet, not every encounter ends in victory for the owl. Some nights the snake's speed and agility win out, its jaws finding flesh, driving the owl back into the shadows. In this eternal contest, survival favors not the strongest but the most adaptable. As dawn approaches, the forest returns to stillness. The night's battles are over, but the echoes of the confrontation linger in the silence, a testament to the relentless struggle for survival that plays out unseen beneath the cover of darkness. Beneath the blazing African sun, the riverbank transforms into a silent battlefield. Here, two of nature's most formidable giants meet at the water's edge, each ruling their domain with unwavering authority. The hippopotamus, massive and unpredictable, emerges from the shallows with water streaming from its broad back, its jaws capable of shattering bone, part in a yawning display, a warning to all who dare trespass. A few meters away, ancient crocodiles bask on the muddy bank, their armored bodies blending perfectly with the earth. Their eyes, cold and calculating, remain just above the surface, watching every ripple, every twitch of the hippo's ears. These are the river's silent assassins, patient and deadly. The hippos, fiercely territorial, cluster together, adults forming a living wall around their vulnerable calves. Their grunts and snorts echo across the water, a language of dominance and solidarity. The matriarch leads, her bulk sending waves rippling toward the crocodiles. With each step she tests the boundaries, her gaze never leaving the reptilian threat. The crocodiles hold their ground, motionless except for the occasional flick of a tail. They are opportunists, masters of ambush. A young hippo strays near the edge, curiosity guiding its steps. Instantly the tension spikes. The largest crocodile slips silently into the water, nostrils flaring just above the surface. It glides closer, the only sign of its approach a faint shudder in the current. Sensing danger, the matriarch bellows, her roar reverberating through the river valley. The hippos surge forward as one, churning the water into a frothy barricade. The crocodile halts, calculating the risk. A direct attack on a healthy adult is suicide. The hippo's sheer size and explosive strength are overwhelming. Instead, the crocodile retreats, sinking beneath the surface, waiting for a mistake, a moment of weakness. The standoff is a game of patience and intimidation. Each species tests the other, probing for vulnerabilities. The hippos display their power with open mouths and aggressive splashes, while the crocodiles lurk in the shadows, ever watchful. As dusk falls, the riverbank quiets. The hippos close ranks around their young, their eyes scanning the fading light. The crocodiles, denied their prize, vanish into the deeper waters. Silent but not defeated, the balance of power holds for now. But in this ancient rivalry, victory is always temporary, and the river remembers every battle. Here on the muddy banks, the war for survival never truly ends. It is a contest of strength, strategy, and unyielding resolve, played out beneath the indifferent gaze of the African sun. Above the craggy peaks, where the air thins and the world narrows to sheer stone and sky, a new battlefield unfolds, one sculpted by wind and time. Here, in the dizzying heights, golden eagles reign as masters of the air. With wingspans stretching over 7 feet, they ride the thermals, eyes as sharp as the mountain wind, scanning the rocky slopes far below. On a narrow ledge, a family of mountain goats picks their way along the cliffs. Their hooves, designed for impossible balance, grip the tiniest cracks in the rock. Nannies guide their kids with gentle nudges, teaching them the art of survival where a single misstep means oblivion. Their white coats stand out against the grey stone, but their greatest defense is agility, a dance with gravity itself. From above, the golden eagle circles. It is patient, riding invisible currents, biding its time. Suddenly it folds its wings and plummets, a living spear slicing through the thin air. The goats freeze, senses honed by generations of danger. The oldest nanny positions herself between the eagle and her kid, horns lowered, ready to defend. The eagle's talons flash, reaching for the smallest kid. But the kid leaps, impossibly quick, landing on a sliver of rock barely wider than a hoof. The eagle swoops past, thwarted. It circles again, relentless, seeking another angle. The goats split, each adult shielding a young one, forcing the eagle to choose. Another dive. This time the eagle aims for a juvenile, less experienced, momentarily exposed. The nanny charges up the slope, sending a shower of stones cascading into the abyss. The eagle swerves at the last moment, avoiding the flurry of horns and hooves. This is no mindless attack. It is a battle of wits and reflexes, predator and prey locked in a high-altitude chess match. The eagle knows its limits. A broken wing means certain death. The goats know theirs. A slip spells the end. Both are specialists, evolved for this exact contest. After several tense minutes, the eagle rises on a gust, retreating to a distant outcrop. The goats regroup, hearts pounding, eyes fixed on the sky. For now they have survived. The cliffs echo with the soft bleats of the kids and the watchful silence of the adults. As the sun dips behind the peaks, painting the world gold, the eagle perches and waits, ever watchful. The mountain goats, ever vigilant, press on, scaling heights that defy belief. In this rarefied world, every day is a victory, every moment a testament to resilience and adaptation. Here at the roof of the world, predation and defense are elevated to an art, written in the language of wind, stone, and survival.